Thanks for joining us for the new year 2024. This is Weekend Winners, proudly brought to you by One Equine. Name of the game is finding the winners. We focus on Albion Park Saturday night. 9 races. We start at 5:45 local time. We've got Tab coming to the party. Quaddie jackpot, $10,000. So hopefully that quaddie pool will build quite nicely. All in all, it's a well-balanced program. And in this edition of Weekend Winners, we're going to speak with Angus, Garrard and Brendan Barnes. Angus Garrard joins us to go through his book of drives on Saturday night at Albion Park, the second Metro meeting of the year at AP. Angus is in the seat now. Angus, appreciate the time.
Not a problem at all. Thanks for having me, Chris.
Hey, you've got a good book of drives here on Saturday night. In particular, this first drive, race 1, number 1, Scotch and Ice. He looks to be an excellent chance.
Yeah, that's right. I'd agree. He looks to get his chance in that race on Saturday night, and hopefully we can make it count.
Yeah, recent form is very good. He's been placed 4 of his last 5. He's won 3 of those. He's on the back up from Tuesday. You beat him on Tuesday, taking that final race with Bangkok DJ, but he was good behind you.
He was really good, I thought. He might have brought himself undone a little bit. He got a bit revved up when we had that false start there on Tuesday, but he raced good, and you know, Bangkok DJ's flying, so certainly sort of no mean feat to be running second to him at the moment, I think.
All right. So from barrier 1, he possesses early speed. What was the initial line of thinking, to try and lead all the way, or now that you've looked at that front row speed, how does it sort of set up in your eyes?
Yeah, no, I think we can lead all the way. I think we can lead and win. He's sort of got good enough speed, and I think he's racing well enough, and from all reports he's pulled up really well, so yeah, I think he can do it from the front end. Okay,
2,138 metres, trained by Vic Frost, so he'll lack nothing as far as fitness is concerned.
Yeah, that's right. He'll be spot on. He's been really good every time I've been behind him, so I can't see why Saturday night will be any different.
All right. Main dangers. Lanyai's going for 4 in a row. Got to go Milking's racing in very consistent form, and there's a few others there that are racing well. So how do you line up the opposition?
Yeah, I think Lanyai's form's really good. It's certainly in a purple patch, and it probably is the one to beat. Hopefully we can sort of have him where we know exactly where he is, and sort of use the draw to advantage, and hopefully we're too good.
If there's a position you don't want Lanyai to be in, is it right behind you? If there's that little early burn and he's able to find your back, is that the position you don't want to see him in?
Oh, yes and no. I'm probably sort of not too bothered if he's in behind me, if I can sort of control it enough through that first sort of lap and a half there. You know, obviously if we cop heat in front and he's on our back, then it's certainly going to be hard to hold out. But I think we can do enough that we can control the race, and you know, I wouldn't be too bothered if we've got sort of a reasonable first half that we could still hold him off. Okay,
he looks to be a great chance. Scorch and Ice. Race 1, number 1. Race 3. Here's another good drive for you. Cat's Eye Beach, trained by your dad Darren. Last time out, which was just on a month ago, that was back on December 9. Was that a career best performance that time?
Yeah, he was awesome, Chris.
Yeah.
He's really stepped up. He's sort of starting to become a real racehorse, and yeah, that was definitely career best.
He did plenty of work in that race, and they went 52-1, and he kept finding all the way to the line.
Yeah, that's right. He never gave in, and he felt probably the best he ever has, so positive signs, definitely.
Okay, why the break between runs? Is it just a lack of opportunities, or was there a little setback there?
No, nothing wrong. We just nominated for a few Tuesdays there, Boxing Day and the next one, and both happened to be washouts, so just probably an unfortunate series of events, but you know, he seems really good, and I think he's right up to the mark.
All right. 2 off the second row, looking at this front line, looks to be a fair bit of pressure, so the harder the better for Cat's Eye Beach early here?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so Murphy's Reward, Dean Sinofskas outlined on a radio, he wants to be more aggressive. Katachi Man, you know this horse well. Glover's a go-forward type. So Serious probably has to roll forward here. So if they overdo it, you could easily make them pay.
Yeah, definitely. I think he'll be close either way. You know, if it came to it, I'm sure I could put him into the race if I needed to. So he's versatile, and I'm sure he'll be very close.
All right. What's his best racing pattern, or what do you think his best racing pattern will end up being, Cat's Eye Beach?
Oh, look, I don't think it sort of bothers him too much where he races. you know, he's good off a helmet, and he's starting to be sort of better off a helmet as well, you know, facing the breeze or in front. You know, he's sort of starting to switch on more and want to race. So, yeah, I think he is a very versatile customer now, and I don't think it really bothers him too much where we are.
Okay, answer me this one. Is he the biggest or tallest horse in your stable?
Yeah, by a fair way.
Yeah, I thought he might have been. Race 6, you're on the last start. Winner, Heavenly Wisdom. You drove this mare to victory last week. She got that perfect trip behind the leader, used the sprint lane, got the job done. It was overdue, that victory, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. I think she's been racing in career best form for a little while now, so she definitely deserved that win.
All right, so she steps up in grade here on Saturday night, and she draws gate 4. Is that a little sticky, or potentially could it be sticky?
Yeah, it is a little bit tough. You know, she's probably a little better if we don't have to burn her too hard off the arm. So, you know, we've sort of got to try and posse up as cheaply as we can to sort of save as much for late. But, you know, we'll just have to see what happens when the gate leaves and what sort of opens up and how a few of those ones inside us leave.
All right. Are the main dangers in this race for you drawn to your outside or off the second row?
Yeah, for sure. I think, you know, Miss X comes up here, and I think at her best, she's probably the best horse in this race by a little bit. So, you know, if she brought her best, she'd be awful hard to beat.
Yeah, she's definitely the key runner, but she hasn't trialled.
Yeah, that's right. So it is an unknown, and probably hasn't quite been at a career best, probably the last little bit. But, you know, if she got back to that, I don't think they'd be beating her on Saturday night.
Okay. Race 8, Chasing Dreams, draws gate 2. How do you sort of assess her chances here?
Yeah, I think she'll race good. She will win one of these. She's just going to sort of need a few runs and sort of get used to the speed and, you know, get sort of seasoned to that Saturday night racing. But sort of, I think it looks like we can get to the pegs, and with a nice suck along, I think she can be around the money. Okay,
I was going to ask, the early gate speed, she can get off the gate pretty well. She's a pocket rocket, not known for early speed, so if you land on the peg line quickly, she's definitely a top 4 hope?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, well, that's Chasing Dreams, and we'll just keep following her because you're confident that she can win one of these races?
Yeah, I'm sure she'll bob up in one eventually. She just sort of needs the right draw and the right trip.
All right, the last race on Saturday night, this is the Mobile Trot. Every second counts. Do we just take her on trust?
Yeah, she's racing good. You know, she's honest. She's been doing everything right lately, touch wood, and, you know, hopefully she can get a nice suck along on the fence and pick up some money.
Would she be better served under the stand-start conditions, given that, you know, she's starting off the same mark as Van Sank and Adele, who, you know, qualified for the Inter-Dominion?
Yeah, that's probably fair enough to say. Probably the fact that she doesn't get off the arm super well isn't ideal, but, you know, if we can hold as forward a spot as we can, I think hopefully we can be in some money.
All right. You've got some good drives like we outlined earlier, so which one are you most looking forward to?
I think Scotch and Ice is in really good form, comes up with a good draw, so hopefully we can utilise that.
All right, get it nice and early. Race 1, number 1. Angus, as always, appreciate the time, and we'll see you trackside.
No worries. Thanks, Chris.
Brendan Barnes with a busy night in front of him this weekend, Albion Park Saturday night. He joins us now. He's in the hot seat. Happy New Year, Brendan. Appreciate the time.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. You too.
First race on Saturday night. You've picked up the drive on Nürburgring. First time sitting behind this guy?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Now, he's the class runner of the field, but he's got to overcome the worst draw. Probably not ideal, gate 12.
Yeah, not ideal, but he's going well. He grades quite well into that race, but gate 12, 2100, it's never an easy task.
Yeah, this is the Band 5 pace. Deep race as well. There's so many last start winners in this field. Obviously, because of the draw, you're hoping for a genuine tempo, and it looks like you're going to get it as well.
Yeah, definitely. That's sort of how he likes to race. He's sort of a little bit of a one-paced horse. He's probably stronger than he is fast, so hopefully they run it a bit upside down.
His run here last time out that we're watching now, more than okay.
Yep, very good, I thought, yeah.
Okay. Scotch and I's Lanyai, they look to be the hardest to beat. They've got the good draws, gates 1 and 2. But, you know, if anything goes your way and you have that little bit of luck, you can certainly be in the finish?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, that's Nürburgring in race number 1. What about race 2? Keen to get your thoughts here. High Voltage is your drive. He draws gate 1. We know he's got good gate speed. Is the initial plan to try and lead here from the good draw?
We'll just have to try and see what happens, how he wants to behave. We do like driving him with a trail at the moment. He's quite happy doing that. But in saying that, there's not there's not an obvious horse there on the front row to follow. So, we'll just have to wait and see, I think.
Okay, 2,138 metres. I know I've asked you this numerous times previously. There's no issues as long as he settles.
Yeah, that's right. I prefer him probably over the longer trip. I think it, when driving him with a sitter, it generally takes out, them really sort of sharp sectionals, and I think he's probably run a lot of his better races from behind with a trail. I don't think I've ever driven him sort of to lead over the 21, but in saying that, sort of it might be something we got to try one day.
Okay, is he capable at this level?
Yeah, I think so. We'll just sort of see what pressure's about and what's going on.
All right, he's been unplaced his last 5. Numerically, the form doesn't look all that good on paper, but he's going better than that?
Yeah, there was probably a couple bad drives in there where I probably could have got to the fence and driven him a bit quieter, and he would have sort of finished a lot closer. But, he's been getting sort of sticky draws and sticky trips, and he's going a lot better than he reads.
Who's the horse to beat? Is it Make Mine Memphis or Tim's a Trooper?
Oh, yeah, probably both of them sort of can probably win that on their day. Tim's a Trooper was really good again last week, and he's going to continue to improve the further he gets into this prep. And Make My Memphis, he's honest every week.
Okay, race 3. This is a good quality race, and I think this is important here. You were down for 2 horses, So Serious and Love Bite. You're opted for So Serious. Can we read something into that?
Yeah, I've got a lot of time for that horse. He sort of hasn't really had his luck go his way at all since being in Queensland, but he's pretty well. He's been the run of the race every single start, just beaten by bad barriers, and he was super out last time.
Okay, so from gate 5, what's the line of thinking? Are you going forward?
I'd love to get forward. 1, 2, 3 are all on pace, go forward horses, so we'll just have to wait and see. But obviously the plan would be to get forward, but we'll just wait and see how they're coming out.
Have you worked out his best racing pattern as yet?
I think he's a sit sprinter. He's very, very fast, but in this sort of grade, I think he can do that bit of work. But I think we'll see the best of him as he gets higher up in grade, and we can drive him sort of pretty quiet, bit of luck, and he'll sort of relish running them real quick times with a soft trip.
All right. Is he the best horse in this race, in your opinion?
Yeah, by far.
Yep. Okay. Good push there. So Serious. What about race 4, Miss Strepo? Going really well, and finally she gets a good gate. Can she take them all the way?
It's going to be interesting to see how she can come out early. I think 1's not a draw that she can run the gate sort of as quick as she can, so we'll just have to come out as good as we can, and hopefully we can hold up.
So why is that? Why is it that she just not as fast from the inside compared to if she draws a little wide?
I think she just sort of gets a little bit lost as the gate goes. She gets to sort of get a tendency to run up the track a little bit, and yeah, she just loses that little bit of advantage, and she's also another horse she doesn't like being asked to go, so if you've got to ask her to go, she'll probably come out a little bit slower, but we just got to see what happens and pray that we can hold up, because she's sort of not really a horse that likes to be barred away on the fence.
Okay, she was terrific last week.
Yeah, super. Her last probably half a dozen runs have all been super. She's going great.
Okay, so the start's important here with Miss Strepo.
Definitely.
All right. Who's the horse to beat in that field? Is it Bronski Delight? Is it Captain of Speed? Is it Madrigal, Orchid Stride? Miss Mucho's drawn behind you, Sweet Miracle.
I think Sweet Miracle's probably the best horse in the race. She's a mare sort of well on the up, probably going places, but we got the draw advantage over her, and if we can hold up, we'll sort of be rolling along, and they're going to have to go pretty big to beat us.
I was going to say, they'll run a bit of time here.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, that's a good quality mares race there. Race number 4, that's the Band 5 mares race. Let's go across to race 6. This is another race for the mares. Vermont is your drive. She's in super form. She lands a really good draw. This is probably ideal gate too, so you can just hold your position here at the start and just hope for the best.
Yep, perfect for her. It's not the strongest of fields, and she's super consistent, so she'll be thereabouts.
Okay, Miss X is the key runner here. First up, hasn't trialled, but you go through her form, she probably looks the class runner, but gate 7's no luxury.
No, that's right, and there's sort of a few there that might want to sort of roll forward a little bit, so hopefully there's a bit of tempo on, and we're sort of sitting in the first half of the field, and we can run on.
Is the key with Vermont not using her early?
Yeah, I think so. She's sort of... Oh, I'd love to know how many times in her career she's drawn 3 or 4, and they're just absolutely woeful draws for her. So it's nice to get in there in 2, and sort of we don't have to do anything to get anywhere, and we can just hopefully, just sit her up and run home. All
right. If it's not this Saturday night, are you certain that she's going to pick up one of these mares races?
Yep, she'll need the right conditions for her, but she's the sort of horse that she can you know, she can win any race she goes in, like while she's in these sort of grades, because she's consistent. She just needs it to happen for her.
All right. The other race that you're driving in is race 8. It's another race for the mares. Rolled in Gold, drawn the inside of the second row. How do you assess her chances?
She was really good first up there on Tuesday. She'll take a lot of benefit out of that. Probably going to get barred away on the fence, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But yeah, she'll need a little bit of luck. But if we get it, I think she can probably get into some money.
She's a pocket rocket, draws in front of you there, so probably not the ideal horse to be following out.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, but whatever she does on Saturday night, keep following?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. What's the pick of your drives coming through on the weekend?
I think So Serious. He's got that awkward gait, but I think he's got that versatility. We can just sort of drive him as the race sort of unfolds, and yeah, he's the best horse in the race, no doubt.
All right, we'll take the tip. Race 3, number 5. Appreciate the time. We'll see you trackside.
Thanks, Chris. Cheers.
As always, a big thanks to our drivers giving up their time and insights. Angus and Brennan, we wish them all the best on Saturday night. Now, looking for a good thing, I think we can strike early. Race 2, number 4, Tim's a Trooper. This is the open class race on Saturday night. He's been a runner-up his last 2, both times chasing home Northview Hustler. There's no Northview Hustler in this field on Saturday night. I think he goes one better, bounces back into the winner's circle. So I'm keen on him. Tim's a Trooper. Race 2, number 4. As I said at the start of the program, it's a good program, well-balanced program. Looking forward to seeing everyone trackside. 9 races. We start at 5:47. We'll see you then.